First of all, I want to say I'm very honored and humbled to be here. Today is actually a very special day because today is the first time I am meeting with a community outside of America, and it happens to be you guys, so I'm very honored and humbled, so I really appreciate it. I just want to make this clear. Today is not about me. It's about you guys. It's about hope. It's about freedom, and most importantly, it's about His Holiness. I want to talk about a little bit about my life story because it connects with you guys. Because whatever you guys are going through, I'm going through the same thing. You know, I born in Switzerland, and I grew up in Turkey. And unfortunately, there are many human rights violations are happening in my home country, Turkey. And corruption is one of them. And that is the first time I started to talk about, you know, all the human rights violations in Turkey. And obviously, because of the NBA platform, it became a conversation in the United States and all over the world. And after that, I started to, you know, pay attention about what's going on in my home country, Turkey, you know. Because unfortunately, as you guys know, there are many political prisoners, and you know, human rights violations were happening, and I was like, I have to use my platform to be the voice of all those innocent people, right? And unfortunately, when you talk about a dictatorship like that in Turkey, they're not gonna like it, you know? And as many Tibetans are going through right now, they put my dad in jail, so he became a political prisoner. They revoked my passport and put my name on Interpol list. You know, last time I saw my family, it was back in 2015. You know, so after that I came to America, right? And this summer I actually witnessed a very interesting story, and I want to share with you guys. I was doing a basketball camp this summer for kids. Right? And right after the basketball camp, there was many people and many kids just like you guys was taking pictures, right? And while I was taking a picture with one of the kids, his parent called me out in front of everybody and said, how can you call yourself a human rights activist when your brothers and sisters over there in China are, you know, getting tortured and raped every day? I was shocked. I turned around to that parent and I said, I promise you I'm going to get back to you. That day, I canceled everything. I went back to my hotel room and started to study. Started to study about what the people in East Turkestan are going through, what Tibetans are going through, what Hong Kongers are going through, what Taiwanese people are going through, what Mongolians are going through, you know? And I was very ashamed of myself. I was like, the last 10 years, I only focused on one dictatorship. But on the other side, right, Chinese Communist Party what's happening in China right now is the worst human rights violations that are happening in the world today, you know? And I promised myself, I was like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to bring awareness about what's going on over there. And whatever it takes, I'm gonna go out there and be the voice, right? And the more I studied, the more my heart was shattered, you know. And I wanted to do it in a very unique way. When I was a kid, whenever I watched an NBA game, the first thing I was looking at it was an NBA player's shoes, right? What color is it? What color it is? If it's comfortable, what brand it is, right? So the reason I wanted to create a shoe because I wanted to educate the young generation. Because if they are educated, if they know their rights, we are not going to face the same problems we are facing right now. So I created a shoe, right? And the first topic was you guys, Tibetans. I created the shoes. It was first game at Madison Square Garden in New York. I put the shoes on my feet and went out there and started to warm up. And all my teammates were looking at my shoes. They're like, what is this, right? And then it was an amazing opportunity for me to tell my teammates about who Tibetans are. What are they going through? What can we do to help those people? You know? And that game, I played 0 minutes, unfortunately. They did not even put me out. They didn't even put me out there. And at halftime of the game, so it takes 24 minutes for one halftime. I went back to my locker room, and my manager texted me and said, every Celtics games are banned in China. And that clearly, I told all my friends, I told all the media, that clearly shows it's a dictatorship because they're scared. They're even scared for an NBA player to wear his shoes and go out there. But I didn't care. I'm like, I could care less. I'm just going to keep speaking about what's happening. Sometimes there are bigger things than basketball. Sometimes there are bigger things than money. And sometimes in life there are bigger things than business, like morals, like courage, like values, like principles, right? I was pushing my teammates. I was pushing the NBA. I was pushing all my colleague athlete friends around the world, saying, do not pick money over morals, you know, because if your parents, if your mom, or if your sister or your wife was going through what Tibetans, what Uyghurs are going through, you wouldn't be quiet about it, you know. And then I was out of the league, you know. And the day that NBA released me, I looked back and I said one thing: I'm glad I did it. I don't regret anything. You know? So, and then, probably around 20 days later, after I got released, it was probably one of the most special days in my life because I actually, even when I was a teenager, I was following His Holiness on social media, and his message was always so inspiring, you know. And I am Muslim, and my religion asked me to stand up for other people too, not just for your people, but for other people too. So I wanted to have a conversation with him. And I reached out to my people, and I was like, that is one of my biggest wish. I just want to have a conversation with His Holiness. He said, we'll make that happen. And I remember first time I was in front of a computer, right? And we were about to have a Zoom. And he said he'll be on in 5 minutes. And my heart was beating so fast. I was like, oh my God, I'm really about to have a conversation with His Holiness, right? It was just definitely one of the most special. And I grew up as a His Holiness fan because of social media. So I remember he came and sat down on his chair, and my heart was beating and my voice was so shaky, right? And then I had a t-shirt. It said, freedom. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys watched the video that between me and His Holiness. Yes. And the first thing, it caught his eyes. He started to explain about what freedom is. And obviously I asked him a lot of questions about one of the questions was like, what can I do as a Muslim human being? What can I do to help you guys? What he said was so inspiring. He said, it doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. It doesn't matter, you know, what your ethnicity or where you came from. The most important in life is leave your differences on the table and try and find what we have in common. Because we only have one world to live, you know? Till one of those rich billionaires find another planet to live, this world is what we have. So we need to make this world better together. And the conversation was amazing. You know, he asked me some couple things, I asked him a few things. By the way, his favorite sport is boxing. I asked him about his favorite sport, and he said it's boxing. It was very like interesting to me. But that day I learned a lot because, you know, for him to, you know, have a conversation with a 20-year-old NBA player, it shows how humble he is, you know. And then it just clicked. I asked him one of the questions. And always try to bring love, passion, and hope into this world, because that's what our world needs the most. And then we said goodbye, and I turned off the computer, and I said to myself, you look at our world right now. There are so many conflicts, there are so many wars, there are so many people are hating on each other, there are so many people are killing each other. I said to my friend, if every world leader follows the message of His Holiness, there will be no war. But the last thing, I don't want to talk too much, I don't want to take too much of your time, but the last thing I will say is, I think the most important thing, whenever I see Tibetans, or whenever I sit down with have a conversation with the Tibetan community, the most important thing I will tell them is do not lose hope. Because if you lose hope, you lose everything. You have to fight for your people, you have to fight for your country, and you have to fight for freedom. Because you look down the history, every dictatorship is going to come to an end. And I know Chinese Communist Party is going to come to an end one day. And we are, whatever we are having right now, we are going to have that in Tibet. Also, the last thing I want to say is, you guys have the best food. It's called moma, I believe, right? It's moma? Momo, sorry. So we had the same event in Boston, and they brought me some momo, right? I'm like, can I have like a couple of to-go boxes to take it home, right? It's delicious. But I want to say thank you guys, because I am very honored that you guys are here with me. And like I said again, tonight is not about me, tonight is about you guys. And let's let the whole world know Tibet belongs to Tibetans. That's it. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. This is the beginning of something so good. I will be now I have my American passport, I will be keep coming and visiting you guys a lot. I hope next time, it's Ramadan right now, I'm not allowed to eat or drink, but next time I come, I need some momo, please. Please, I need some momo. So with that being said, thank you guys so much, I appreciate it. Keep praying for us, keep praying for the NBA. I hope the more athletes will come out and do the right thing, because like I said again, there are bigger things than money and business, like morals and principles, and you guys are the example of those things, principles, values, and morals. So thank you guys, I appreciate it, and free Tibet.